So boleh bangun semua. Right, brilliant. Farith, Cikgu, Okay, so everyone is here. Alright class, so today our agenda is to learn about momentum. Okay, so open up your textbook if you have any textbook. Right, so let's begin. A few key points that you have to remember about momentum. There are 5 key points. Okay, there are 5 key points about momentum. So the first one we will go through about the definition of the momentum, number 1. And then number 2, the principle of conservation of momentum. And then number 3, types of collision. Number 4, factors influencing momentum. And last but not least, application. So at the end of this class, I want you guys to remember all these 5. Can you do it? Yes. Okay, so let's begin with definition of momentum itself. Okay, so can someone tell me you can use the textbook? So what is actually momentum? So I give it to you. Product of mass and velocity. Good. So let's check it out. Okay, so first one we have to know about the definition of momentum. So the first point that you need to remember is momentum is product of mass and velocity. Product of mass and velocity. Okay. So you can get this definition from the formula. The formula of momentum. What is the formula of momentum? V. Okay. So only one formula that you have to memorize. So P equals to mv. So what is P? Momentum. Okay, then momentum. And then M? Okay. Mass. And then V? So the formula of momentum is P equals to mv. And next one, you have to know that momentum is a vector quantity. Okay, so what is the difference between vector quantity and scalar quantity? The difference between vector quantity and scalar quantity? Okay, so scalar quantity only have Magnitude. Whereas vector quantity, magnitude and direction. Okay, good. So momentum falls under the vector quantity category. Okay, so the every student. Sedap je. And the license student would be I'm sure. This is later than okay, so let's begin with the point first. Okay, the next. Stand here. And then Kushal. Right. Okay. So we have this situation here. And in hand is the every student. Every week. Whereas Kushal will be the master student. And I want everyone to queue. One line, yes. And then compare with the name. Walk. And this will be. Okay. Give me some space. Okay, and then you may walk slowly and connect with the first volunteer here. Alright, okay. Okay, next student. Okay, okay. Alright, Michelle, your turn. Alright class, from the boys, I want to ask you which one has a higher momentum? I didn't have so what? Higher? Mass. Okay, second one. Faster. You want to test the velocity? A little bit fast. Okay, Michelle, faster. Still the same. Okay. Alright, so here I want to prove it to you that mass and velocity will affect the value of momentum. So higher mass will give higher momentum. Higher velocity will give higher momentum. Okay, good. Thank you. For the female student, you want to do that also? Come on. Come on. It's a still work heavy. Okay. So from the boys' activity just now, you can understand the momentum relationship between the mass and the velocity. Right, so for the activity, you can understand that the formula P equals to mv. So the factors that affect the value of velocity affect the value of momentum would be mass and velocity. Okay, good. Right, so okay. So let's ask some question. Which one has a higher momentum? Adrian or Kushal? Because? Okay, so let's proceed with some questions from the formula itself. Okay, so let's do this together. Example 1, I want you to read to you. Okay. So first question. What is? Okay. So class, what is the momentum of the lorry and the car? So first step that you need to remember is the formula. Okay. So let's do this together. So the formula for momentum is P equals to mv. So let's determine the momentum of the lorry. Okay, so the mass of the lorry. 20,000 kg must be in SI unit. And then the velocity of the lorry is 22. Okay, and then you calculate 44,000. Okay, good. 44,000, and the unit of momentum is 440,000. 440,000. at this camp. 140,000 and the unit kg and s to the power of 91. Okay, right, so it's very simple. All you have to do is just memorize the formula P equals to mv and then substitute the value. Yeah, understand? Yeah, okay, good. Right, so proceed with the car momentum. So P equals to mv for car, and then the mass of the car is 2,000 kg, and then the velocity of the car is 30. So the answer will be 60,000. So 60,000, the unit will be kg to the power of right center for A, and then B. If the lorry moves with the same velocity as the car, so what is the momentum of the lorry? So the slight adjustment that you have to do here is to change the value of velocity. So B, still use the same formula, but this time 20,000 times with 30, and then you will get 600,000 kg to the power of kg and s to the power of 10. Okay, so far, any question? Right. So let's try test yourself by answering this question. Okay? I want you guys to copy this question and then try to answer in your exercise book. So I will pick randomly to share the answer to the class. Okay, 3 more minutes. Sheila, you share your answer. Okay, have you done it? Okay, for A. Right. Okay, right. Okay, so let's check the answer. A van of mass 1,500 kg moves with a velocity of 20 meters per second. A motorcycle of mass 200 kg moves with a velocity of 25 meters per second. So A, calculate the momentum of the van. Okay, so still we are using the same formula, P equals to mv. So mass of van is 1,500, and then velocity of van 20 meters per second. Right, so this is the correct answer. 30,000 kg ms to the power of 21. Okay, everyone got it? Okay, so for B, anyway, you share the answer. Thank you. So let's check whether it's correct or not. Okay, so for B, the question asks us to calculate the momentum of the motorcycle. So still using the same formula, P equals to mv, and then the mass of motorcycle is 200 kg. Okay, good. 200 kg. And then the velocity of the motorcycle is 25 meters per second. Okay, good. So you will just multiply the value and then you get 5,000 kg. That's the problem. Okay, any question? Anyone got the different answer? Anyone has? Okay, last one. Okay, see. Let's take the reason. Let's state which object has greater momentum and explain why. By using your own understanding and your own words. Okay, class. So, which object has a greater momentum? Class. Why? Higher mass, higher momentum, higher velocity, higher momentum. Okay, itu masih besar. Okay, so that about definition. All clear? Definition? Any question about definition? Okay, clear? Very good. Definition done. Okay, so let's moving on to second point about principle of conservation of momentum. Okay, if you refer to your textbook, there's one formula, principle of conservation of momentum. Can you share with the class? Is equals to total momentum after. So that is the principle of conservation of momentum. Okay, so from the word conservation itself, conserve is always there. You cannot destroy the momentum. You can only transfer or convert. Okay? So total momentum before is equals to total momentum after. So that is the principle of conservation of momentum. And second point, it applies only in the flow system, which is low external force. Okay, and the formula, this is the most important one. You have to remember this formula. So by far, we have two formula. First, momentum formula, P to mv, and then second formula. Which one? M1, M1 U1. Okay, equals to? Okay, so class, what is M? Mass. And what is U? U is velocity before, or initial velocity. Initial velocity. Okay. V, final velocity or velocity after. Okay. So this formula and the meaning of the formula you need to understand and memorize. Okay. So far, okay. Alright. Okay, so next point. Okay, point number 2 complete. about principle and conservation of momentum. Okay, so let's moving on to the third point for momentum, types of collision. Okay, can someone tell me one of the type of collision? Only one. Elastic. Okay, good. Next one. Inelastic. Okay, last one. Elastic collision. Okay, good. So far we have three types of collision. And you need to know that every single type of collision have their own formula. Okay. So first one, okay, so as you mentioned before, as we mentioned just now, first one is elastic collision. So what is elastic collision? So this is the definition. Elastic collision, if the object separate. So the keyword here is separate after collision. Okay. Any question? Can you do a demonstration how elastic collision works? Okay. Any question? And we will give you a reward after this. Elastic collision. Do a demonstration, simple demonstration. Once you collide, what will happen? Elastic. Okay. Okay, elastic collision. So after they collide, they will separate. Okay, inelastic. Inelastic. Okay, they will stick together. Okay, right? Stick together. Last one, explosion. Explosion. Okay, explosion class. Initially, they are stick together. At rest. Stick together. And then both of us suddenly. Okay, good. Alright, so that is explosion. Okay? Any question? Alright, so thank you, Kusha and Adeline. Okay, so there are two types of collision, and your friend just do a simple demonstration. Thank you for them. For their good work. Okay, so further explanation about elastic collision. Right, so a few points that you need to understand. Number one, objects bounce after collision, meaning it's separate. And then the momentum is conserved. Example, scooter box. Okay, so I hope this picture will help you to understand more about elastic collision. Okay, elastic collision. After they collide, they will separate. Okay, and the formula is M1V1 plus M2V2 equals to M1V1 plus M2V2. Okay? Right. Okay, so next type of collision. Okay, objects stick together. Okay, objects will stick together. So this is the keyword that you need to memorize. Collision. Okay, momentum is conserved. Example, car bumper. And the formula for inelastic collision. Okay. Yes. Okay. What is the difference that you can see between elastic collision formula and inelastic collision formula? Huh? Okay, okay. Okay. What can you conclude from the formula? Let's try it. Try it here. Bracket. I don't know. What you can say about this formula? What is the difference? Elastic collision and inelastic collision. Okay, here. V. After they collide, only one velocity, only one value of velocity. So meaning the velocity after is equal. It is the same. Meaning Once they collide and then they stick together, they will move with the same velocity. They will share the same velocity. Share the same velocity. Okay? Share the same velocity. Alright? Right. Okay? So once they collide after the collision, they will share the same velocity. In contrast to elastic collision. Rocket gun fire hose and formula is N1V1 is equals to negative M2V2. So initially they will address and then they will separate suddenly. So before address, after separate. So that is explosion. Okay? Okay. Right. So okay. So for types of collision, done. Right. So let's move on to second last for our class point: factors influencing momentum. Factors influencing momentum. Okay. So for factors influencing momentum, you can get it from the formula itself. Okay. So what does it mean by factors affecting momentum? The value that affects the momentum's value. So the first one is mass. Okay? Mass. So larger mass will produce larger momentum. And second one, velocity. So higher velocity will give larger momentum. And that's stopping difficulty. Larger momentum, harder to stop. Okay? So when you have a higher momentum, it is harder to stop. It is harder for you to be stopped. So we can actually see this phenomenon between lorry and truck. Okay, so lorry has a high momentum, so it is harder to be stopped compared to truck. Okay, factors affecting momentum done. Okay, last one, applications of momentum: water rocket, bowling, firecrackers, and firefighting. So these are the applications that you can see in your daily life. Okay? Right. So far we have 5 points. 5 key points under momentum. So what are they? Number 1, definition. Number 2, principle of conservation of momentum. Number 3, type of collision. Number 4, and last one. Okay, so that's complete for today's lesson. Okay, before we end our class, I want you to complete this exit class. Okay. Okay, I will give you about 10 minutes and then I will check your book before you exit the class. Okay. Take 5 minutes. Make sure you complete copying the information and answer the question. Okay, class, so far clear. Can you elaborate about momentum? Okay, hopefully you understand what is actually momentum. The most important thing is the formula. The formula of momentum, and then the formula of collision, elastic collision, inelastic collision, and exclusion. Okay. Thank you. Okay, class. So next session, we will continue on our topic on elasticity. Okay, elasticity 1.4. So if you want to study by your own, you can do it first before you enter the class. Okay. Alright. So that's it for today. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, class.
Cikgu